Hello, hello, and welcome to 1111 Oracle. And thank you for stopping by and visiting my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, first of all, thank you so much for appreciating my content. It really, really means a lot to me, and I'm excited to have you back. And whether you're a subscriber or not, I am excited to have you here, and your presence, your positive energy means a lot to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your positive vibes. Today we're going to do, I don't know if I would call it a pick a card because I'm not going to use any tools today. There will be no cards. Spirit was pushing me, I suppose you can say, to do a purely channeled reading. I was ready to take out some card decks and to do a, pick a card reading, but Spirit said, nope, just channeled reading today. I am not sure why, but for some reason that's going to be important. So it's going to be a channeled reading. Unencumbered by stuff. Okay. Now, before we get into the reading, and I'll share the unconventional choices with you, I would like to mention a promotion that I'm offering. If you would like a special deal on a reading, a Zoom reading, 1 hour Zoom reading with me, and you can take a look at the readings and services that I offer in my email in the description below. You can, if you're interested, and if you're interested in getting a special deal of 50% off, what do you have to do? All you have to do is email me a screenshot of your subscription to my channel. Now, if that price is still a little steep, even with the 50% off, and you're like, I don't know if I can do that right now, well, I am also offering a purely email exchange where I'm going to be charging $1 a question. And you can ask as little as or as many questions as you want. So if you're interested in both, or if you're interested in either the Zoom reading or the email $1 a question reading, then just email me to find out more information, and I look forward to connecting with you there. All right. And I will just mention that all exchanges are done in USD, and then description, everything in the description below. There we go. My speech is fragmented today. I forgot incense. That's important. Okay. So let's get some mood going here. As I do that, I am going to just tell you the choices. So instead of any physical objects for choices, I'm going to have 4 words that I'm going to say for you. So the 4 words are: number 1, banana pie. Number 2, so sorry, these aren't words so much as expressions. You're going to have peace out. Number 3, hold your horses. And number 4, get out of town. All right, now once again, number 1 is banana pie. Number 2 is peace out. Number 3, hold your horses. And number 4, get out of town. All right, let's start off with number 1. Okay, number 1. Let's take a look. What are they not telling you? What are they not telling you? There's a sense of avoidance here that I'm getting with whomever you're asking about. There's a sense of avoidance. And whatever they're not telling you, there's almost a feeling of being ashamed that if they open up to you, you're going to judge them, or you're going to think of them differently. It's going to tarnish something, perhaps a relationship that you have, or some kind of form of interaction that you have with this other person or other people. It could be more than one, of course. And what's being kept secret is being kept secret in an odd way to protect you, or at least that's the idea. But in reality, it's really to protect, the secret holder for shame. Now, I have a responsibility as an intuitive to really go deep into the depths of sharing the, nitty gritty of the secret, or giving you a more generalized answer. I assume that if something is being kept a secret, we will have to put it out there that it's being kept a secret for a reason. That being said, I'm certainly going to give you whatever spirit allows me to share. I hope that's fair. There I go again with my crazy Dr. Seuss rhymes. So, there's something to do with money here. There's some kind of an exchange of money. As far as the secret is concerned, or what is not being, with the information that's being withheld, has to do with finances. If someone couldn't pay their finances and they had to go to some shady underground business in order to get that taken care of. It could be that maybe the person in question is involved in some kind of shady underground negotiation. Or perhaps there's some kind of financial deal that is embarrassing for whoever we're talking about here. All right. I'm not necessarily going to say that, we're talking about illegal activity or anything like that. Okay. Of course, this is a general reading, and there are a lot of people tuning in, so there are many different kinds of possibilities. But if this resonates for, for whomever you are thinking about, if they act in a certain way, if they're funny with money, oh gosh, I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. If they're funny with money, people, if they act kind of odd when it comes to finances in general, or you don't really understand how they're able to pay for certain things, or that there was a business that didn't succeed, but all of a sudden things are taken care of, and you don't understand where this source of income comes from, and all of this seems kind of, suspicious to you. And this would confirm, so I'm just throwing some examples out, but if there's any indication that this would be the case, the secret that's being held has to do purely with finances. Now, not purely 100%. Sorry, I shouldn't have said purely. There are other pieces of the puzzle involved. For some people, there's some kind of, I keep hearing the word lover. Okay? Now, please, by all means, don't forget, I'm channeling for a general public. So, if this word doesn't do it for you, and if anything that I say doesn't resonate, by all means, throw it out the window, choose another, take another word selection that I mentioned at the beginning, or even maybe my video isn't for you if it doesn't resonate. And that's fine, totally fine. You have to go where where you're being pulled, where you are drawn. Okay? So I did get the word lover pop up into my mind. You know, part of my clairaudient abilities that I mentioned in my clairaudient videos, where I explain how it works, is that I get certain words and phrases that pop up in my thoughts. And this, lover came up. So lover or lovers, and there's something associated with money. Could there be a secret lover that is financing the person of whom you speak? Okay. Or could, the person who you're thinking of, did they need to pay off a certain debt for a lover? Okay. Or this is what I'm getting, some very clandestine relationship, right? Something hidden, a hidden relationship that's not out in the open. One where this might bring a certain sense of shame to perhaps the culture or milieu where you find yourself in. There's something about, there's something that feels very hidden, very unfinished, almost toxic about this love situation. And it could be a love triangle even, but there's something with finances and that they are not telling you about. Maybe they have less than they say they do. Or maybe, in certain situations, take what resonates, leave the rest, of course. Is it possible that you have if the person in question has a shared bank account with you, then, maybe consider watching it closely, but I don't know if that necessarily resonates per se, because as I'm saying it out loud, I'm thinking, well, but you would be able to see the amount in the bank account if you have a shared one. So that doesn't necessarily make sense, but there is something like even petty crimes with finances, petty crimes with money, or a secret stash, a hidden, if it's to do with family, a hidden inheritance that perhaps was only given to certain people and not to everyone. Not everyone was written in the will, and so this had to be kept hush hush, or something with finances, and that is what is being kept hidden from you. Now, as far as confronting whomever it is about this, that of course is going to be tricky. And right away, my intuition tells me that, if you do attempt to confront this person or people, they will automatically, their knee-jerk reaction will be to be in denial. Naturally. Okay, so you have to be careful about how you go about it. And you have to ask yourself some important questions. Namely, is uncovering the truth going to be beneficial to me, to the other person, to both parties, or to others involved? Yes or no? Okay, if you can honestly answer that question, then you'll know what to do. You'll know what the next steps are. Sometimes, I say that they're keeping something with finances a secret. I've given a gamut of possibilities here, but it could also be that, the financial secret is just that maybe the person doesn't want to tell you that they come from poverty. Maybe they're just ashamed about their origins. And as far as the word lover is concerned, you see, I get the messages, and then I'm trying to piece together the interpretation. It's like a puzzle, right? Spirit gives me the pieces, and I have to piece them together. And so, of course, fill in the blanks if you have more information to fill, right? But yeah, the word lover came up at the beginning of your reading. It could have to do with, lovers, that you are in a relationship. Perhaps it's a secret affair. Perhaps, you can't tell certain members of your family. Maybe that's more of a secret. You're both keeping a secret. All right. But you still want to know maybe what this other person is hiding about their life, and there's certain aspects about their life that they don't want to hide in relation to, finances. Now, it's not necessarily this person committed a crime or that they necessarily came from poverty at all. Maybe they have a parent or a relative who was involved in the government, and because of certain dealings with finances that were maybe unfair on a larger organizational scale, they maybe had to lose money, or they had to flee the country, and they don't want to tell you this because it was painful and it's hurtful to them and it weighs down on their soul. There's so many different possibilities within this group here, but the main thing is that you don't want to push the other person to open up, no matter what is going on. Because if you do push them, then they might back off and close off right away. So you do want to, you want to be careful with that. And then ask yourself, truly, is this something that's going to help me? And is it something that's going to help the other party involved? If someone doesn't want to talk about their origins because they come from, a very poor family, if you push them to open up, is this really going to be helpful to them? Are you going to be triggering them and only creating more trauma and more wounds? Sometimes people don't want to share those kinds of things for a reason. So I feel like in that kind of situation, when this person feels more comfortable, they will open up slowly but surely in little bits of information through casual conversation as you move forward with the relationship, whether that be a romantic one or not. But if we're talking about something else, family not telling you about a secret affair or something in relation to money, you may or may not get the answer to that. You may or may not get the answer that you need. But something tells me that if you approach the situation a little bit more lighthearted and perhaps with, I don't know, some casual drinking comes to mind, maybe the person will open up a little bit more. But of course, you have to be careful even when you approach the situation in that way, because if you want to create an honest conversation, of course you have to be the bigger person in this story as far as, being open and vulnerable and honest. And so coercing someone to tell you a secret through dubious means, like, being inebriated, for instance, that might not sit well on the kind of retribution of your karma, if you catch my drift. So you might want to just create, inviting situations where you might start off with a secret of your own and say, hey, you know what, I always thought, and you can hint at this information and see what comes up. And how do you move forward from that bit of information that I gave you? That's a great question. Now, of course, once again, I say this has been an interesting reading. If it doesn't resonate, by all means, feel free to choose a different set of words, or you can try out another video. How you move on. I'm hearing, remember your truth. Your truth is what's important. Stand tall in your own truth. If other people aren't telling you the full truth, then that's okay. It doesn't concern you, unless you feel like it does, unless it is something a little bit more personal. But in this case, I feel that as long as you stand tall in your own truth, You kind of have to find a way to make peace with the fact that you may or may not have the other person confirm what I'm saying, or you may not have that closure for yourself. And, you know, I would suggest that then you adopt a lifestyle where you are honest with others and more transparent with your interactions and your dealings with finances and with loved ones. And that you move towards, in general, people who are going to be open and honest with you and, you know, not hide too much information. You know, stay away, this group in particular, stay away from drama, stay away from gossip and just this toxic conversational vomit. I'm sorry, that was a little bit of a intense response, but yes, I would say, you know, stay away from that kind of stuff, because it just keeps your energy low, your vibration low, and it doesn't allow you to move forward. Sometimes the best thing to do in certain situations is to walk away, to stand tall in your truth, and to know that no matter what, you know what you're saying, and you can rest your head easy on your pillow at night knowing that you are living your, you know, best life, best version of yourself, and you're heeding to your own authenticity. And by doing that, you're going to naturally attract authenticity and honesty into your life. And if you don't, and if there is a toxic, you know, presence that you feel manipulates and lies all the time, then, you know, I don't know if this is a family member or not. If it's a family member, it might be a little difficult to cut the tie there. But, you know, you set your boundaries of when you can spend time with this, you know, person and not, if that message is for you. So there's a few different messages thrown into the mix here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. That was an interesting one for sure. And if the reading resonated with you, of course, feel free to give this video a like. Comment down below so I can connect with you. You can give me feedback to see if that resonated with you or not. That would be interesting. And I look forward to connecting with you in a future video. All right, number two. Peace out. That's so perfect. I didn't even realize that. Peace out. And it's number 2. Oh, synchronicity. It follows me wherever I go. To the point where sometimes it gets even annoying. It's like, are you kidding me? There's synchronicity even when I'm blinking my eyes. It can't escape it. But it's great. It's lovely. It's beautiful. And thank you, Spirit, of course, for sending those messages. Confirmation. Okay, I'm getting an interesting vibe for you, speaking of Spirit and thanking Spirit and gifts and all of that, and you know, synchronicities. You are well on your path. Peace out. This group, I'm calling you guys the peace out group. You guys are well on your path, but for the moment, you may feel a little tired, perhaps even annoyed, perhaps even just overwhelmed by people's, I'm hearing some of you are saying people's stupidity. I totally feel you there. You know, or you might just be feeling like, you just can't take it anymore. No more lies, no more, you know, no more BS, no more of this merry-go-round, same story. You are someone who is a person of integrity. I know that I went off on a tangent there, so I apologize. I wanted to come back to your spirit guides, so I don't know how I got here, but you needed to hear that as well. You are someone who is very connected to your spirit guides, and speaking of synchronicities, yes, your spirit guides send you signs all the time, you know, and you'll find little synchronicities in your day, maybe seeing some of you 444, or 222, or any kind of repeating number that might pertain to you, 333 in particular. some of you in this group have seen a lot of repeating numbers, and like large repeating numbers where you wake up one day and you just see like 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4, and you're like, what? And it came at just the right moment when you were worried about something you're anxious about, and it could just be something in relation to what someone is not telling you. So your spirit guides are saying not to worry. They've got your back. You're protected. Everything's going to be all right. It will all go in your favor. Whatever this person is not telling you, whatever this person is telling you, is they're confirming that you're not crazy. It's a lie. That you need to remember that who you are at the end of the day. That's just a message. Could be for all of you, or a select group within this larger group of people tuning in. But that is an important message that I wanted to share, or Spirit wanted to share for that matter. So let me tune in a little bit more. What are they not telling you? What are they not telling you? Okay, I feel like I had it. They're not telling you. Very interesting. So your ancestors are coming through, and one in particular, a grandmother type energy, but it could be like an aunt or a great aunt or something like that. Yeah. So you have this sort of maternal ancestor energy coming in to tell you that you are gifted. She's coming in to tell you, number one, to use your gifts, your intuition, that you have this clear knowing, clear cognizance. So, hey, if you're interested, I have a video on clear cognizance. You may want to watch that one and check it out. But this ancestor is telling you that you have the gift of clear cognizance, of clear knowing. You can just know things, and you often second guess yourself. But she is saying to trust in the first impressions that you get, because they are often, if not always, correct. And so you're coming in to get that confirmation of what you're not being told, but you already know. It's like you already get a knowing of what you're not being told, what they're not telling you. So there's so many different possibilities within this group, just because you already know it. So again, Spirit is saying, you're not crazy. You know what's going on. You know what's up. Trust your beautiful noggin that you have, because you are very wise and you can easily tap into the truth of others. You're not sure where you got this from, right? How did this, you feel like you've always had it. You never paid too much attention to it. At times you didn't pay too much attention to it growing up, or different points in your life, because number one, it might have started to become annoying to you to just know things, just have random bits of information about people and situations pop into your head. But number two, it's just you didn't trust it all the time, or you don't trust it all the time. Maybe you're learning to trust it more, and that's wonderful. And I'm glad that you are, because it's a beautiful gift, and it comes from your ancestors, in particular this ancestor who's coming through right now. She's saying she also had this gift of clear knowing, of clear cognizance, and she also just knew things. And she says that there are certain people around you that do not, okay, this is a very bizarre message, very specific. She's saying there are people around you who do not wish you well, and they put on a face. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Oh, yes, we're friends. Oh, I love what you're wearing. Oh, you look so nice. I see your ancestor in my mind. She has her finger, she's moving her finger from side to side. She's saying, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. She's saying, these people are envious of you. If they could, they would backstab you, but you're just too strong, and you're too powerful, and you're too likable. So they don't even attempt to do anything, because as soon as they open their big mouths, even if they try to gossip just a little bit about you, it seems like there's someone that always kind of comes in and shuts them down, or something happens, it's very odd. It's like your ancestors really watch out for you. So when other people may talk about you, maybe, I don't know, all of a sudden there's construction and it's really noisy, so they lose train of thought and they have to move somewhere else and they forget what they're talking about, so they can't continue. Or, someone gets a text or a phone call, so they couldn't complete their train of thought while talking to somebody else. But, it's almost like you're very sensitive to the vibration of words. Does that make sense? You're sensitive to vibrations in general. You're a very sensitive soul energetically. And so your ancestors, your spirit guides protect you by just making sure that other people stay in check. And it's almost like your spirit guides like to remind other people that you are not someone to be messed with. Whoa! So you're protected, that's for sure. There are certainly people who do admire you and love you. Like I said, you're very likable. But there are certain people around you, your ancestor is saying, that do not have your back, that do not have your best intentions. So if you know who I'm talking about, if you have an idea, what this person or these people are not telling you is that they actually, I think the superficial answer would be to say they don't like you. But we're going to dig a little deeper than that, because of course, why are they hanging around you then if they don't like you? Well, it's sort of like this love-hate relationship. They can't help but admire you. They can't help but notice your fan base, or just generally how much people tend to be drawn to you and attracted to you. And they want a little piece of the action. They want a little piece of the pie. And they also are coming to test you. So when they come up to you with their, sweet smiles or whatever, it's almost like they just want to see what you're all about. They want to understand why it is that people like you. They want to figure it out for themselves. And they just keep getting more frustrated when they're near you, because it reminds them of how much work they have to do in their own lives and for themselves. And this is not of your concern, because, this is not your responsibility. It's not your problem to take care of these other individuals. Correct? You know that that's true. So when we dig a little deeper and we say, okay, what is this person or what are these people not saying to you? They're not saying that they are insecure and they do not like themselves very much. So they need to act super fake around people in order to just put on a mask of a personality that might, impress some people, just because they have so little faith in their own personalities. And they look at you confident, authentic, happy with who you are, bubbly, smiley, and it just rubs them the wrong way, because they are not authentic within themselves, and it makes them feel worse about themselves. And that's not your problem. Like I said, these kind of people will backstab you if they have the chance. They will throw you under the bus if they have the chance. And so just keep your clear cogs, your ancestors coming through to say, keep your senses sharp. Watch out for these people. Don't get swayed by pretty words. Don't get swayed by pretty compliments if it's, accompanied by a knowing that that person is not who they say they are. If you get a bad feeling, or if you just get a knowing that, this person, what they're saying, I don't know if I can trust it. It's just, I'm not sure why, they seem nice, but I just get this idea that they're not who they present themselves to be. Then, trust that intuition, because your ancestor says that it's very strong. And the more you trust it, the more it's going to help you in all kinds of situations in your life, including job interviews. Your ancestors even saying job interviews, social events, parties, right? any situation that involves other people, your claircognizance, and not just other people, but in general, if you pay attention to that knowing that you get, that you channel through. And again, I encourage you to watch my video on claircognizance, but of course, by all means, if you don't need to, and you know what you're doing with your own gift, then I encourage you to continue to develop it. And yeah, you know, I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to wrap up a thought, but that thought flew out of my brain. That's what happens with my thoughts. They just come in and out and they're gone. So anyhow, but your ancestor is just confirming that your claircognizant ability, your clear knowing, your ability to just know information is very heightened and very strong, and you should definitely trust it because it comes from it's passed down from, you know, generationally in your ancestor, in your bloodline, if you will. But it's, you've also carried this gift from past lifetime to past lifetime until now. So you've had this gift for a long time. You've developed this gift a long time ago, thousands and thousands of earthly years ago. And so when you're here with this gift of clear knowing, it's not something that you should be taking lightly, like, yeah, I don't know, my crazy imagination. No, you know, give yourself some respect. You know, you have practiced this gift for a very long time, so you're practically a master at it. And you can probably tune into this video just listening to my voice, or, you know, I don't know, something about the, you know, watching this video, and you can probably get a good sense of who I am just with your claircognizant abilities, or at least parts of me. I don't know. But you know. I don't know what you know, but you know what you know. Am I right? So you have a great gift. Your ancestor is saying, use it, don't abuse it, and it will serve you very well in life. Pay attention to it. Not crazy. You know what you're talking about, and guess what? Your spirit team, they know what you're talking about, and they support you fully. All right. Peace out. I will see you, or, you know, connect with you in the next video, and feel free to write a comment below, and like the video if you enjoy the video, and yeah, I can't wait to connect with you again. Thank you for stopping by. All right, number 3, hold your horses. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Someone's going too fast, too fast. You're going too fast, and it's almost like it's an interesting, this is an interesting group. Very interesting group. You guys have a certain level of hypervigilance. Yes and no, not necessarily, you know, based on the kind of psychological or medical idea of hypervigilance, which is to be hyper aware, even paranoid at just, you know, things around you, your environment, constantly scanning the room, right? Hypervigilance comes from a place of trauma. People who have undergone a serious amount of trauma in their life sometimes become very, very aware of their surroundings. And this can also lend to heightened psychic abilities, because when you become that aware and observant, you're naturally going to develop a heightened sense beyond your 5 senses, right? Your 6th sense. Now, that being said, sometimes you guys know exactly what people are talking about. Other times it's like you're projecting what you fear the person's talking about, and you assume that the person in question is holding information from you that they're not telling you. Is this the case? Are they really not telling you something? Are they really not telling you something? It's possible, of course. That being said, let's switch out our incense. Our lovely incense with this beautiful elephant. You have a great memory, speaking of elephants, this group. So that's the problem too, because you remember a lot of the hurts and pains that people have done to you in the past, and it's pretty hard to let it go. And so you hold on to it, and then what happens is, I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful, of course, but you tend to project those worries onto others, at least when you're not in your right frame of mind, where you're not feeling, completely grounded and aware and mindful, right? So you have to be careful with that. This group, you tend to assume, is a good word perhaps, that the other person is withholding information from you. It's not necessarily the case. Now, what I'm really getting with what they're not telling you is not so much that they are keeping, some enormous secret, but just that, what I'm getting is that the person in question is actually, it's, nothing bad against you. They don't think anything badly against you. So you're taking it personally to a certain extent if they're not opening up. It has more to do with the fact that they're afraid to open up. Or perhaps they're just not used to it. Maybe you're a very emotional person, you're very in tune with your emotions, and you like to talk about emotions and connect with others through emotions, which is beautiful. But maybe the person in question is a little bit more cerebral, and they're not as in touch with their emotions. So it's not so much that they're not telling you something, it's more so that they're not very in touch with their feelings, and they don't know how to tell you certain things or word out certain things or express that they care. So maybe they try to show that they care in sort of almost awkward, clumsy ways that, they try their best, but maybe when they try to show you that they care, at times it doesn't always go noticed. It goes unnoticed. So it would be more a question of that. They're really perhaps just hiding back that they, what they feel. And it's not because they don't want to tell you how they feel, but more so because they just never learned how to express their feelings and emotions and thoughts out loud, perhaps. And they might be a very secretive person with their own inner life and their own inner understanding of the world around them. It feels like the person you're talking about is very private, and you're not so private. You like to, not that you don't have your mysterious and secret parts of yourself, I mean we all do, but you're more open, you're more accepting of people's differences, you're non-judgmental. So part of you is very confused as to why this person is not just opening up and sharing what could be so bad about what they have to say. But you have to understand that it makes them very nervous to talk about their emotions, because for some people, I mean, we're all conditioned differently. We all have different experiences, and we're all wired differently as well. So for some people, if they don't open up, it's because, their emotions make them feel rather uncomfortable. If they talk about their emotions, they have to acknowledge their emotions. If they acknowledge their emotions, then they have to acknowledge the irrational side of themselves, which is hard to control. And if they are someone who doesn't like to have anything too complicated, they don't like a mess, then they're going to try to keep everything neat and simple, including the way that they express themselves. And going into that domain is scary, and it's new, and it's just uncomfortable. Some people just get uncomfortable, with their emotions, or with very demonstrative displays of affection, And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that everybody's different. So what I'm getting is that whether this is in a romantic partnership or not, and I'm getting for a lot of you here, it might just be in, we might just be talking about a romantic situation, a romantic relationship here, but not necessarily, okay? Definitely not necessarily, but a lot of people here, yes. And so if you maybe just create that space, that soft, gentle space where the person might feel, more comfortable to open up. The other thing I'm getting is that, instead of expecting the person to open up verbally. There's just, if you open up first and you share, then they will listen to you and be grateful that you're opening up. They may not share with you in words what they want to say, but I'm feeling a rather spiritual vibe from this person. Very introverted energy, very private energy. And because they are so introverted, there's a lot of reflection going on, and there's a lot of communication without realizing with the higher self of the person in question that you're asking about. So where you're very open spiritually and you love to, just learn everything you can about all kinds of topics, especially the topics of spirituality, which is definitely one of the reasons that drew you to, these kinds of topics on YouTube of pick a card videos in the first place, right? You have to understand that this person, it just has a very sort of more inner, intense but quiet sort of connection with their intuition. Now, they may be aware of their connection with their intuition or not, but they are definitely, there is an inner passion to this person or these people. You could be talking about more than one person. I mean, it depends on the situation, right? There is this inner passion, but it is kept very hidden under lock and key. So what you can do is just create a space for that person to feel, or those people to feel more comfortable. But they don't necessarily have to feel obligated to share in words what they're feeling, but they can show you how they're feeling in other ways. For instance, if you're in a romantic relationship, this person might just, have this really intense gaze where they look at you and you can almost read their thoughts. And maybe Spirit is inviting you to actually not depend so much on verbal communication in order to connect, but just to connect with the other person through nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is very powerful. And in general, young children, babies, animals communicate through nonverbal, heavily through nonverbal communication. And there's this beautiful connection that you can develop between someone that goes above and beyond words. You can feel their energy. And you can almost start to, through feeling their energy, you feel their emotions, even if they're not spoken. They are shown to you. This is a person of action, not necessarily of words. But frankly, that's the better, you've got the better deal here. Because, I'll give you an example. If someone says, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you all the time, but they don't put any effort and they don't do anything to show you that they love you, and it's just all words, all talk and no action, then you're really going to start to doubt whether that person loves you or not. It takes more than just words. Words are not enough. So you have the opposite situation with this person. And instead of them maybe vocalizing I love you, or, not that they won't, they might just show you in their actions. The things they do, the things they buy you. Or, it could be even a really small thing, like, you mentioned that you really like the Harry Potter series. And so the next day they show up and they have dug up, a collection of the Harry Potter books, and they gave you the one that you're missing or something like that, or they gave you an original, not an original copy, that would be crazy, but they gave you something in relation to what you were saying in passing when in conversation, which shows that they're paying attention to you and they're putting in an effort. They're thinking about you. They're going home and they're actually acting on the things that you say, where, what you say drives their goals, where they then, they can do. I don't know if you understand where I'm getting at, and I hope you do, but the idea is that, this person or these people, it's not so much that they're hiding something from you. It's, as far as, some kind of devious information that they can't tell you, but it's more so that their feelings are almost hidden. Their feelings are hidden from the world, and they will show you how they feel through their nonverbal communication, including through their actions. And there's a lot more stability to be found in someone who is action-oriented versus just, I'll give you my word, I give you my word. And it's like, yeah, I don't know about your word anymore. Your word hasn't been true the last 50 times, so I'm not sure about that one anymore. Right? Action is nonverbal communication, action-oriented individuals who maybe are more quiet and don't say as much are certainly, I feel, in some respects underappreciated and misunderstood and undervalued in our society, where we have a lot of extroverted people who are, depending on where you live, extroversion might be, more of a valuable trait to people in a community. Now, there are, introverts who have just as much to offer, and in different ways, in their own unique ways, and we really misunderstand how social gatherings, loud gatherings, or circles of, sharing kumbaya moments or whatever, is just not for everyone. Not everyone's going to be drawn to that kind of thing. Not everyone's going to feel comfortable around that kind of thing, frankly. And so the person or the people we're talking about for this group, they are along those lines. They do not like to share openly. This does not interest them, and that's fine and that's fair. And you know what? What I keep hearing in my mind is language of love, language of love. You need to understand their language of love, which is interesting that I say language of love. All right, so you need to, just because your language of love is, you being more communicative, and, you have a beautiful connection with your words, which is certainly very enviable. You have to understand that their language of love might be different from yours. So if you want to show them that that you love them, then just give them that space to feel comfortable being them, being as nonverbal or as verbal as they would like to be. And that was a really lovely reading. I liked that a lot. I really enjoyed that one. That was beautiful. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I have. And I look forward to reading for you in a future video. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Number 4. Number 4, get out of town. Maybe you have to go on a vacation or something. You're just tired of all the BS around you and you just need a break. And you just need a vacation. You need to surround yourself with just trees or animals, beings that, that don't lie, basically. All right, honest to goodness, pure, beings. Now, let's dig in and find out a little bit more about, what they are not telling you. Okay. I don't know, this is maybe a very specific message for some or one or two of you. I don't know. Wow, okay. I just created a gigantic mess and threw all of my incense on the ground because I'm a giant klutz and I do things like this all the time. But I'm feeling like you always feel like you have to pick up other people's messes. That's kind of what I'm getting here. You feel like you always have to take the brunt of it all and clean up after everyone's mess. And so you want to know, are you going to be having a party on the weekend while I'm gone, or are you not? I told you this is a very specific message to some of you who might have kids, and the people in question might be your own kids, and you're just like, hey, you know what? I don't want to party in my house, all right? It's COVID or that, regardless of COVID, I don't want people, in my house that I don't know around my stuff. So please tell me the truth. So if someone's not being honest with you, and the honest, maybe if you do have kids, they're not going to like me very much, but the word that comes to mind is party. Something about a party. I'm also getting that if you're organizing any kind of event that has to do with more than one person, obviously, unless you're just having an event with you and the animals, or you and the trees, or you and spirit. But if there are other, human beings, at least humanoids, I don't know, then you may feel like, there's pieces of information about something that you're organizing that they are not telling you, and this is really frustrating because you don't like to be kept out of the loop. Okay. I am, if you couldn't understand quite what I meant by party, and if that really doesn't resonate with you, all right, then I want you to take that word and throw it out the window and forget I said it. Because the other thing that comes through for this group is there is something that, some people would really want to prepare something for you. Something special that they're not telling you about. There is that possibility here. I don't want to ruin any surprises. Maybe you're the kind of person who doesn't like surprises, so you you don't mind getting just to prepare for whatever might come your way, good or bad. So that's all I'll say for that. But for other people, it's like you feel, and not just for other people, but for everyone in this group, more or less, you feel like you do have to pick up other people's messes. And sometimes you do feel like you're out of the loop when it comes to certain, social planning or social events or social circles. And that's basically it, that what are they not telling you? They are not telling you about their plans. They, one person or more than one person, are making plans. They are making plans about the future, something in relation to the future. They don't want to tell you because you're not supposed to know. And I probably shouldn't tell you, honestly. If you've tuned into this reading and you found yourself at number 4, then yeah. Just know that they're planning something. Now, it could be that they're planning something to the exclusion of you, right? There are different situations in this, so really take what resonates. But there's something definitely about planning in regards to this 4th group, okay? So, what should you do? If you can. I mean, I don't know what you have nearby around you, but and I don't know what COVID restrictions are or anything like that, but, it might be nice to plan a little getaway, maybe at an Airbnb or something like that. A lot of Airbnbs right now are super COVID safe with lock boxes and stuff like that, so you don't even have to come into contact with anyone, and they do a really good job scrubbing and cleaning, Anyway, I'm not going to promoting here. I don't want to promote. I don't care about promotion. That's not for me. I just wanted to mention that because I find it, I've definitely looked at Airbnb a couple of times when I needed a little bit of an escape. So if you are feeling that way, like you do need an escape, but you really don't know where to go, check it out. But yeah, what else are they not telling you? It's almost like I keep hearing this, no matter, I can't get away from it. Plans behind your back. Plans behind your back. There are plans behind your back. For some of you, you shouldn't find out about what the plans are behind your back. But for some of you, if it feels right, if it resonates with you, you may need to act on this, because those plans behind your back could be, for instance, your kids planning a party. And you don't want that to happen, because that's not going to be a good thing. For others, it could just be people in general are planning things behind your back. Either something for you, or they just don't want to include you. Why? Why wouldn't they include you in their plans? Well, you know, they may feel like you wouldn't be interested, or you wouldn't get along with the other people, or they just get an idea of you that, you don't really like to enjoy these kinds of things. And so, they don't include you for that reason. Some people are envious of you, that's what I'm getting, and they don't include you for a reason because, they kind of have their own little, lower vibrational hater group, and they don't like you because you're a high vibe kind of person. What is wrong with me? I keep breaking my incense sticks now. Okay, so I'm breaking things and I'm dropping things. Do you feel like sometimes, you have to clean up other people's messes, and they don't tell you? I'm getting, if it's at work, people are not telling you everything that you need to know about certain projects or certain insider information. And this is just because those people are envious of you, if that is the case. Now, the insider information, what I'm getting, all right, I'm totally rolling my eyes at this one. It's just, he said, she said, boring, gossipy stuff. Nothing actually real, nothing that could hurt you, nothing that is going to hinder your growth in a company or whatever, because you know who you are and you stick to your truth, and then, you don't let other people take you down. And you can rest your head easy knowing that you are not doing anything wrong. And when push comes to shove, the truth will come to light, no matter what the truth is. And everything will sort of settle, and it will be okay. Everything will work itself out. Okay. So, so interesting. So keywords come up for you, and they're different. They're varied. This is a varied group with many different possibilities, but keywords are party, not talking to you about a party, or not talking to you about plans behind your back, or not talking to you about insider information, and people are then creating these little cliques and groups, and it's super annoying and super disgusting, and good riddance. You don't want to be involved in these groups if that's the way the groups are. Now, if that's not the case, then, I would actually advise you to stop watching this video right now, because if everything is going well in your life, and this could be about something good coming to you that people aren't telling you about, then I don't want to ruin anything. So, it was nice getting to read for you for a little short bit of time. And thank you for stopping by. I'm kicking you out because I don't want to tell you anything that's going to ruin anything, all right? So, love ya. See you later. Read for you in another video. But yeah, thank you for joining. But otherwise, guys, if you, for the rest of you experiencing just, this negativity, this toxicity, these plans behind your back that, it's almost like if it's a work situation, people are just talking shit about others in general. Like, oh, did you hear this person might leave the company? And then blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's all rumors and it's all BS. And maybe some of it's true, but most of it isn't. And a lot of it's fabricated, or, it's this exaggeration of the truth. And it's this broken telephone that, eventually you come up with a very corrupted version of the original message. So, honestly, who cares, right? What these people have to say, because clearly, I'm gonna say right now, they don't seem like they are very intelligent people, and they seem rather ignorant, and they like to cause They like to create a stir, and they like to make people feel bad. They like to make themselves feel good by feeling like they're part of some kind of a group, and then they exclude other people, and that's just their ugh. And it's very manipulative because they need you. They need the people who are not in the group so they can feel the juxtaposition of being in a group, you know, the you versus them. All right, they wouldn't be a group if you weren't there, kind of thing. So I would say don't worry so much about what they're holding from you, because it's all like wishy-washy information, and it's not, even if they are making plans behind your back and they're not including you, you know, if that's the case, then you don't need those people. If they don't include you, for no good reason, then they're not worth your time. And honestly, it would probably be a big energy drain for you to spend too much time with them, and it would just be annoying. Oh, you have to listen to their stupid chitter chatter about absolutely useless bits of information that, you know, can make the most boring person fall asleep, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Yes. So I'm going to say to this group in general, do something good for yourself. Get out of town, you know, go on some kind of retreat if you can. And don't worry about these other people who are not including you, because at the end of the day, they don't even like each other. They don't even like each other. Ugh. Blech. Now, I mentioned a lot of work situation. It could be even a family circle where there's a lot of cliquey stuff going on within the family, and where, but I'm getting for a lot of you, it is work or friends. Although for family, you know, there could be just sort of like weird cliques going on within your family, and you know, maybe your cousins or something are organizing something behind your back, or certain family members are organizing certain outings, but they're not including you because maybe you didn't call them on Sunday, and they said, oh, you know, they're playing this narcissistic manipulative tactic game. You know, they know that it's going to work. So if they don't invite you out, then you know that they're upset, and then you're going to, you know, they want you to go and grovel at their feet and apologize. But you're not going to do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that, because you know what? If you didn't call them on Sunday, big whoop. Who cares? They can get over it. My goodness. If they have you in the palm of their hand like that, remember, do you want to stay in the palm of someone's hand? Someone else's hand? Or do you want to break free and know that, why the hell are you in this person's hand? Well, that's no fun. Oh my goodness. Okay. And, you know, remember that you have your own hand. You have your own two hands, and you have your own 2 feet to walk away and to get out of town and to do something good for yourself, even if it's just like a day trip or something like that, just to, you know, spend time. I'm really getting for this group, spend time in nature, spend time with animals if you can. If you have a pet, wonderful, cozy up with them, cuddle with them, you know, spend good quality time with your more, how do I put this, wholehearted, authentic companions. Okay, now those could be humans as well, by all means, as long as you know, you are around someone who you feel good around. You know, I'm feeling like a lot of you guys are very empathic, so you feel a lot of negativity, and you just you don't like it, you know, it weighs you down. It weighs you down, this negativity. And so make sure that you do spend time. You know, for some of you, it's going to be in water, in nature, and with animals, you know, plants, and that you do go and, you know, and spend time with people that make you feel good about yourself, right? You want to be around people that make you feel good about yourself, and not, you know, around people that make you feel terrible. All right, so that's the message for you, and that's the advice that I have. And, well, you know, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I look forward to connecting with you in a future video. See you later.